Hey everybody, it's Eric from epautos.com, your libertarian car guy, and I thought I'd do a quick little audio rant to follow up my written rant that I posted on the site earlier today about Obamacare, and in particular about that obnoxious shared responsibility payment that the government hits you with if you decline to buy health insurance. Now, interestingly enough, the health insurance mafia succeeded in getting the government to serve as its enforcer. I use the term mafia for a very specific reason, because what does a mafia do? Threatens to break your legs if you don't give them money. Well, the insurance mafia uses the government to threaten to break your legs, so to speak, if you don't send them money for their health insurance, whether you need it or not, or want it or not. Interestingly enough, also, if you can't afford it, then what happens? The government breaks your legs for not being able to afford it. They hit you with that shared responsibility payment, which is just a punitive tax for not being able to afford health insurance, which increasingly is a whole lot of people, because despite all the ridiculous talk about how Obamacare was going to make insurance costs less, of course it's made it cost more. And the reason for that is that it's essentially a wealth transfer scheme. When everybody's forced to buy something, guess what? The price for it tends to go up. And the people who draw the most money out of the system now are guaranteed coverage. Well, that can't happen for free. The cow's got to be milked. And the people who are milked are the ones who look at insurance and realize it's a really bad deal. And that includes me. I'm healthy. I don't have any chronic medical problems. I don't have any medical problems at all. So therefore, I'm not paying thousands of dollars every year to the insurance mafia. Well, because of my contumacious insolence of refusing to hand over money to the health insurance mafia, I get these letters from the IRS telling me that I owe a shared responsibility payment. It's about $800. Well, it turns out there is a way to get around it. And as an aside, it's a way that I think is probably going to be more solid than the temporary rescission of the shared responsibility payment by the Orange Man. Some people may be aware of the fact that the Orange Man last year took away the power of the government to enforce Obamacare using the Shared Responsibility Act. But my understanding is it's just sort of swimming around back there in the background and could come back at any time. What I'm talking about is actually a formal exemption that exists in the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare. And the gist of it is this. If your income relative to what it would cost you to buy health insurance, that is, be forced to buy it from the health insurance mafia, is below a certain point relative to the cost of the insurance, you can claim a hardship and be exempted from the obligation to buy insurance. This is very relevant to a lot of people like me who are self-employed and would otherwise have to pay outrageous amounts of money, even though perfectly healthy and not having any chronic or other medical conditions whatsoever that would result in the payment of any money by the insurance company. These dicks really go after the self-employed, the independent people, and I think that's chiefly because they don't want people to be independent, self-employed, off the grid, not in a cube farm, not beholden to anybody. But at any rate, here's the scoop. If you can manage things so that your income is below a certain point relative to what the cost of it would be to get an Obamacare-approved policy, you're in luck. You don't have to pay. And you're not subject to the shared responsibility payment. So I urge you to ask your tax guy about this and see if you can slip in under the radar. It's a really great way to avoid both the insurance mafia and its enforcer, the government, which has become the Luca Brasi for the insurance mafia. Anyway, there's more up on site, epautos.com. And there's also something up there that you Jeep fans might be interested in about the forthcoming Gladiator. And I should have some other good stuff up as well as the week goes on. So thanks for viewing, and we'll catch up with you again soon.